All right, we've got to do it. A college football conference power rankings. I got 4 tiers here in front of me. Excelente, mid, ESPN Plus tier. So these are the games you watch on ESPN Plus on the Thursday night, Friday night, whatever. And then Sling TV, the bottom feeder conferences. They play on Sling, Fubo, whatever those weird subscription services are. You watch those games on, you're gambling on them, whatever. So I got 10 conferences here I'm going to rank on pure raw data, analytics. I'm not going easy on these conferences here. The first one is the ACC. Used to be a top 3, top 4 conference consistently. Florida State was always good. Clemson, the dynasty. It's a bit murky now. Last year they had 2 playoff teams. It was like an 11 seed and a 12 seed. Kind of weak, honestly. They both lost in the first round. Clemson brings back Klubnik this year. SMU brings back Jennings. They should be top 15, top 20 teams. But honestly, outside of that, this conference is cooked, guys. North Carolina's trying to leave the conference as Bill Belichick just joined the program. Florida State's trying to leave to the Big Ten or the SEC. It's a mess right now. Notre Dame won't join the ACC. So, guys, right now, ACC is barely a mid-tier conference in college football. It's so sad how the mighty have fallen. And then going to the American here. So I think they rebranded this offseason as just the American. They used to be the AAC. Now it's just the American, I think. So they lost Cincinnati, they lost Houston, they left, they fled the conference. It's kind of sad. And what are they left with now? Like Tulane, I guess. It's definitely an ESPN Plus conference. They might get a team into the playoff occasionally, might sneak one in there, but for now, it's an ESPN Plus conference, kind of below average. And of course, the Big Ten. So the thing about the Big Ten is you have the 3 largest stadiums in college football. You have Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State. The 3 biggest stadiums by capacity in football. The last 2 years, they've won the national championship. Michigan, Ohio State. Penn State's always a top 10 program. The Big Ten West, when it was a thing, is horrid. It's garbage. But outside of that, the top 4 teams in the Big Ten, consistently Wisconsin, Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, they're pretty good. I'm going to say it's an Excelente conference because of the championships, because of the pedigree there. Big Ten, Excelente. And then going to the Big 12 here. So last year, Arizona State picked to finish last in the conference. They win the Big 12, go to the playoff, almost beat Texas. This one's tough. Back in the day, Big 12 was always known for their bad defense. But they had iconic programs, Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska. Now they're left with like UCF, BYU, Iowa State, Kansas State, Texas Tech. It's tough. These are above average programs, but nothing really at the national level that's going to draw you in. For me, it's kind of a low mid-tier. It's around the ACC. You could say it's probably better than the ACC, but right now the ACC has Clemson at least, and I guess Florida State when they're good. So Big 12 is low mid. They're better than the American, though. And then going to the Conference USA here. So honestly, this conference is a revolving door, a carousel of garbage every year. They add new teams in. Teams leave when they get good. They added Florida International, Jacksonville State, Sam Houston. I think Rice is in the conference. And then they have Liberty. So Liberty is the one team that beats up on the conference because their program's actually decent. They have money in the program. And they win 10 games a year, 11 games a year in the CUSA, go to a decent bowl game. But other than that, other than Liberty, this conference is garbage. They have Middle Tennessee. It's just not good. This is definitely a Sling TV conference. You watch this conference on Sling TV. You have $20 on a parlay. You watch it on some random network there trying to watch whatever team. Charlotte's Sunbelt, but who's in CUSA anymore? Honestly, UTEP maybe? Is it UTEP? What a garbage conference. And then going to the MAC. Speaking of hot garbage, so they used to produce good teams, good quarterbacks back in the day, and now it's just there's no money there. There's no life in the MAC, honestly. It's the Ohio teams that hold it up. Toledo. Of course, Kent State is garbage now, but Miami, Ohio is decent. Western Michigan's a decent program. And Northern Illinois, who's leaving the MAC. See, that's the problem. They get good, they leave the conference. They beat Notre Dame last year. Northern Illinois, sure, but really, it's a Sling TV conference. You watch it, I guess Wednesday nights they show games like ESPN2. But other than that, it's Sling, it's Fubo, it's Stream East. You watch the streams online just to see the score of the game so you can bet on it. But the MAC is definitely one of the worst conferences in college football. And then going to the Mountain West here, so obviously Boise State last year. Now the new playoff format does not give the automatic qualifiers to the top 4 conference champions, so the Mountain West is affected by that. Boise got the 3 seed last year actually in the playoffs. It's kind of wild. It's not going to happen anymore, unfortunately. The Mountain West, though, the bad teams are bad. Nevada's horrible. New Mexico's horrible in this conference. I think Hawaii's pretty bad. The top teams, get San Jose State, Boise maybe. They're decent. Boise can compete with the best of the best, sure. But outside of that, not a lot of great programs here. UNLV is all right. For me, it's definitely ESPN Plus. It's an average conference. Some good teams. You watch these games on ESPN Plus. You throw a bet on the game, whatever. It's entertaining. They're not horrible, but it's definitely middle of the road conference. And then the Pac-12, the Pac-2, the two-pack, whatever you want to call it now, Washington State and Oregon State. So it's a two-man league right now for those teams. They're playing each other twice this year, actually, in conference. Kind of wild there. So the Oregon State Beavers and the Washington State Cougars. There's not much to say here, really. It's a dying conference. They're adding teams eventually. I think next year or 2 years from now, they're adding more teams. But for now, it's pretty much non-existent. You can find this conference probably some streaming service deep down there online. You search for it. But really, no one's watching these games anymore. Irrelevant programs, irrelevant conference. And yeah, we missed the old Pac-12, Pac-10 for sure. And then going to the SEC, the Conference of Champions, they used to call it back in the day when they used to win a lot. So, of course, Alabama, Georgia, the top of the top. Florida's up there. Texas A&M's trying. Texas. It's a big conference. A lot of teams in the conference, a lot of good programs, a lot of money, all the way from top to bottom. Vanderbilt to Alabama. It's crazy. So, yeah, it's up there with the Big Ten. People always say it's better than the Big Ten, but really the numbers don't lie. Right now, Big Ten is performing better than the SEC. TV ratings would say SEC is the top of the top, and I would agree there. For me, it's going to be Excelente right below Big Ten because Big Ten has won the last 2 championship games. Excelente, but not quite the king of conferences. And then the last one here is the Sun Belt, the Fun Belt. Definitely a Tuesday night, Wednesday night conference. A Saturday evening wake-up conference. You wake up after your midday nap. You see the game. It's Georgia State versus Appalachian State. It's 49-44. It's wild. They have James Madison, Marshall. It's a fun conference. It's competitive, good offense. Some decent programs there. For me, honestly, it's a mid-tier conference right below the Big 12. You give it 1 or 2 good years in the conference, they could be better than the Big 12 and the ACC. I'm telling you, if the ACC loses Florida State, North Carolina, I'm telling you, if the ACC loses Florida State or North Carolina, the Sun Belt could be a top 3, top 4 conference in college football. It's crazy, but I'm telling you, buy stock now in the Sun Belt. People are moving down there in droves. They're going to the games. They're buying season passes. Sun Belt football is a cinema product right now, so buy stock in it. And guys, that's it for this conference rankings video. If you disagree, put in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.